Another edition of Real Talk with Dean Vlamus. We are here today with, we have 2 cameras, by the way. Another edition of Real Talk with Dean Vlamus. We're today with Erik Gimbel from EXP Realty. So we're going to talk business a little. We're both big hoops fans, so we might get sidetracked talking about our top 5 players of all time. Just to start into that, I'm stuck on 4. My 4, Michael Jordan, Magic, Kobe, and I go LeBron or Larry Bird, but I can't think of the 5th. It's got to be a big man. What are yours, though?
Yeah, so mine's very similar.
Yeah.
Did you say you have Larry Bird on your top 5?
I'm not sure. It's Larry or LeBron, but I just don't have my 5th yet because I'm struggling with that big man, whether I need it at all.
Okay, so I got Michael Jordan.
Right.
He's the GOAT. Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
He's the secondary GOAT. LeBron James. Magic Johnson, for sure. For sure. That could be the biggest lock on there.
Easily.
Of all of them, outside of Jordan, it could be the biggest lock.
Does what he does, yeah.
And makes everybody better.
Everybody.
That was a big distinguishing factor of him. He makes his whole team better. So what do you do when you take him off? His values.
Yeah.
And then I got to throw in a center. I don't love it. I agree with you. It's very hard to throw in a big man, but went to Kansas. He just scored 100 points a game. I'm going Will Chamberlain.
Okay.
Will Chamberlain.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's where I would go because when everyone talks about that and you look at Wilt, what's his famous line? They said they had to change the rules to make the game harder for me.
Yeah.
As time went on, they changed the rules to make it better for the stars.
He was an outstanding athlete.
Yeah.
Outstanding. 7'2", high jumper. He had like a 49-inch vertical.
Strong as an ox, too.
He was a freak.
Yeah, he was a freak. So.
I think we're maybe missing one guy, another center. People are going to say Kareem for sure.
Right.
I'm not a huge Kareem guy. I think there's more longevity. He's actually top 10 for sure.
I'm going to give you longevity. That's it, and I'll tell you why. But it's got to be
Bill Russell.
Yeah, you have to.
Bill
You can't
Russell.
ignore the championship.
What a winner. What a winner. 11 titles. And played Wilt well.
Well, played him really well because he's okay. It's shorter, but he goes, he made life hard for him is what he did. The Kareem thing, I realized when I saw, wow, look how good he is, because I remember with him one with the Bucks, but he was lingering with the Lakers until Magic showed up. And that speaks to what you said about Magic, right? That changed everything.
Definitely.
Magic. So here's what I realized about Magic when I was a kid. I was a big Philadelphia 76ers fan because Julius Erving, Dr. J, was Michael Jordan at the time.
Yeah, loved.
And they were playing them in the finals, and Kareem was out for the game 6. I go,
Magic played center.
I said, 76ers have this one.
Ridiculous.
Magic went in center and says, okay, I guess I have to score now.
Yeah.
At 42 points at center.
Unbelievable.
And I realized, okay, this is
next level. Was he not a rookie? Was that his first year?
He was a rookie.
I mean, that's
a rookie going into the veterans like George McGinnis, Dr. J.
Was Moses Malone on that team?
No.
Moses Malone's not on that team.
He's another one.
Can you check the stats on that? I feel like Moses Malone's on that team.
I was a Sixers fan. He
fine.
came
I'll defer to you.
Caldwell Jones and Daryl Dawkins.
Daryl Dawkins is the guy. Dr. Dunk? Is that his name? Dr. Dunk. He broke the glass a lot and stuff like that.
But Moses Malone's stats are sick when you look at it.
They're insane. He's a 2020 guy.
And he owned Kareem. He owned Kareem whenever they played. He owned him.
You know what? I'm glad you said that. That's exactly why I don't have Kareem in my top 5.
He can get.
I knew that.
He got beat when he got. So, but maybe he didn't.
Moses underrated. Moses is a top.
But longevity, that's what you're counting. And that mattered. LeBron James, I mean, that's incredible that he's still playing like that and a physical freak. So he didn't have longevity. Kareem just had that. Okay, you're still around scoring points.
Who's your 5th then, bro? You don't have a 5th.
I agree with you, the Wilt Chamberlain.
You do,
but I can't. Like you said, it's like I'm struggling because how do you keep Bill Russell off too? Because Wilt was such a physical. When I've had this argument with my cousins, like who's the greatest of all time. Well, Wilt can make that claim just because how he dominated the league. Well, he only won 2 championships.
50 points a game, 30 rebounds,
that's
100 points in one game.
Yeah, so.
What about, just a little curveball here. I'm probably the only one that would make this statement. Right. I think Scottie Pippen is a top 10 player of all time because I think he's the best non-center defender that's ever played the game.
Yeah,
and I think he changed the game on that side.
Remember when the Bulls, Lakers finals, Michael Jordan had to quit.
Mike Fratello was like, he's a little bit bigger, he's a little bit stronger.
He couldn't guard Magic.
I love that.
Game 2 changed.
When Pippen got on him.
They were just as big as each other. Jordan couldn't guard him. And Jordan's a great defender because Magic was, maybe you see Jordan just leaning into him, trying to hold him.
I think Jordan's, a lot of his all-defensive teams, I think, a little political.
Yeah.
A little political. I think he's an excellent defender. He's a great athlete.
He's tenacious. That's what they're doing.
Tenacious, no doubt. But a lot of it was help side D, and Scottie was kind of the centerpiece of that defense. I'm not disrespecting him.
That famous steal against Karl Malone is because Karl Malone had to worry about Dennis Rodman on one shoulder.
Exactly.
Okay, I'll just come in.
And Michael came around. He was opportunistic. I mean, he's a little better than that, but
yeah, of course. So.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah,
who's the best player? I know present day is not your jam,
right?
As much, but
the best player today.
Who's the best player today in the NBA?
Serbian, yeah.
You think it's Jokic?
What are you saying? Because LeBron's too old at the time.
Yeah, it's definitely not LeBron. No,
I would have said a few years ago it was Giannis and all
LeBron's
that.
not in the conversation. Embiid's certainly in the conversation. Another Kansas guy. Yeah. Joel Embiid's definitely top 3.
If you ask him, he'd say he is, right?
Yeah, Joel Embiid would for sure say him. He's the MVP last year. Probably could be this year. But you can't argue Jokic. I think Giannis is. I think Giannis is still the best player.
Still there, okay.
I think Giannis and
so those 3, I have the same 3. I'd like to see them play.
Like he's kind of my guy. Yeah.
All right. So let's talk a little real estate now.
Okay.
So you run a whole team with EXP Realty, right?
I do.
It's a little unique. Tell me a little about that. So
I run a team.
Right.
We are the Gimbel Group. So we're a team within EXP. EXP is our brokerage. We have about 39 agents.
Right.
I would say about 12 of them I work closely with. And we work together. I very unique in that I share listings with them.
Okay.
So it's something I do. So I bring in a listing. I always make sure they have an agent that's worthy of it, that co-lists with me.
Right.
I take care of them for co-listing. You know, what I expect them to do is host open houses, do some of the paperwork.
You're offering support then, which is important.
100% offering support. They're getting paid on it. They get stats on it. So it actually hurts my stats. I don't care about my stats.
Yeah, I don't either anymore.
Don't even care. Don't care. I want to build them up.
Yeah.
But I just think like something like that is so highly unique.
Right.
I offer them hot leads. I send those leads their way. We do a lot of investment side stuff. They get involved with that. We do some wholesaling. We do fix and flip. So we try to do a lot of things to get them involved.
But you want that though too.
I absolutely want that.
Because you want someone to be, eventually they help your business anyway type of thing.
Absolutely.
So I was, been doing this a long time myself, and finally when I came and joined A&N, people said, well, now your numbers aren't published anymore. You're not going to be on the top list.
Right.
Who cares?
Who cares?
You just want to be
I've been on the list. I've been on the list. I've been on Chicago Magazine. I've been on all the lists. And by the way, I'm a stat guy. Yeah. I love stats. But
of course.
I had a year where I ran, I think, 25 million by myself.
Right.
Sold about 63 properties. I was hurting. I was hurting. It was just a lot of anxiety.
Right.
I was carrying 15 listings at a time.
I get that.
It was like a doctor with a pager.
Right.
I mean, all I would think, I'd wake up in the middle of the night. I wouldn't think, if I had 15 listings, I wouldn't think about the 9 under contract.
Yeah.
Think about the 6 that weren't.
Yeah,
people's largest financial asset.
Yeah.
I had one guy that I was working with me. I was a Century 21 affiliate. It was just a very hard grind.
But you get that. Like now I have someone who's specialized in VA, and I know how to do a VA loan or the grant programs. Like, let's make it easy. I'm going to pass this off to you. It's still under my team, and I've got someone who's a specialist on that. I'm still overseeing everything like you.
Yeah,
it just makes life easier, and everyone's better served. The customer's better served that way.
Absolutely. So. Yeah, I try to specialize people, put them in there where they can be successful.
Got it.
But again, we do pretty good as a team. We run pretty big numbers. But
so let's talk about. We can talk because we're EXP. There is no offices right there. What's the special?
Yes.
So what's should I segue into that? What's unique about EXP or something?
Sure.
So EXP is different than most brokerages. You can walk into another brokerage house and it's beautiful offices. Then one thing I've noticed in the past few years, no one's in an office anymore.
That's right.
You're unique that way though, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, just a sidebar to that. Like what I've seen in my experience is that a lot of the agents that spend time in the office are looking to fill their day, and they might not be as productive. I'm not saying there's not productive brokers in offices, but generally the agents that are kicking ass are out there. They're out there.
Right.
Or they're working from home. They're self-manageable. I'm a self-manageable guy. What's attracted me about EXP, we do have relationships with offices, so we have Regis offices that we can use, so we can use those offices, but we don't have brick and mortar offices that are exclusively EXP.
Okay.
And what's great about that is we have a cloud-based network that's phenomenal. We have resources that are phenomenal. We have a CRM IDX website that's worth about $12,000 that everybody gets for free.
The CRM is a big deal.
A lead generation monster. I mean, it's phenomenal. And also, what I like about it is that since they don't have any brick or mortar offices, clearly the most expensive thing in real estate is they can pay their brokers more.
That's a big deal.
So as agents, we get 80% right out the door, and then when we hit roughly 3 million in gross sales, then we get 100%.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's a big incentive because when you mentioned a CRM, I remember getting in the business from a different career over 20 years ago, and the first thing a guy said, get a database.
Totally.
Get a CRM.
Right.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
They didn't say get an office for people to
That's
come.
right. Oh,
They didn't say
absolutely.
get an office.
Yeah.
But I remember in the past 10 years, so working with other brokers in the city, we have to get in the Gold Coast. We have to be in the Gold Coast. Well, there's no parking there. I know, but we just need a presence.
That's right.
Well, those offices are closing down now.
Of course.
That's a lot of money out the door, too.
Yeah.
And all that. So I think if you, being someone who's on the trading floor where technology took over, I see what you're saying. Like, what's important financially? At the end of the day, everyone wants their deal closed.
Right.
And it's not about being seen or the vibe or anything. It's getting the deal closed.
Yeah.
If you can save money doing that, it's kind of a big deal, I would think.
Technology is incredible. Yeah, the splits are incredible. And also, we're a public company. So EXP is a public company. So we have we have stock incentive program.
So it's a lot of
good stuff. There's a lot of gravy. Like basically my first year at EXP, I was at Century 21 affiliated, and the next year I ran exactly the same dollar amount. I made $140,000 more.
Isn't that something? Yeah. But that's almost a no-brainer.
That's a no-brainer. For me, it was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And also they have a platform that's better for recruiting and bringing along agents. They specialize in just growing the brand. So right now we have 90,000 agents. We're actually the largest independent brokerage in the world.
Okay.
And I think in 5 years we'll have about 500,000 agents.
Do you ever run into that? Okay, because a lot of, because I'm not at the big company anymore. I mean, my whole thing is it matters who you work with, because at the end of the day, you're still selling real estate. At the end of the day, I'm still selling homes on the
Who's your firm?
market.
Yeah.
Whereas so do you ever run into that? Well, I want to go with one of the more, boutique agency.
Totally.
Yeah,
I talk that down real quick.
Talk it down, right? Okay.
I say, you're working with me. So if you don't like what I have to offer you,
right.
like I know my marketing is next level. I know that, I have a finance background. I know that my sales track record speaks for itself. I'll be here. I'm service oriented. So that usually is a lot of selling points, a lot of sales stuffers for them. But yeah, I think what I'd like to say is just, something like I just said now is that, EXP, we're not exactly small. We are the largest independent brokerage in the world. We have the most units sold of any brokerage. I think first is Compass in terms of dollars. We're fourth in dollars. Right. It will be a matter of time before we take over all of them.
But having said that, though, the more important thing is you're working with me, and because at the end,
correct.
So it's the same with the mortgage. At the end of the day, these loans are getting sold in the secondary market. They're all going to the same place. You're working with me, and so the days of the big, you need this brand, and there's nothing wrong with the brands. I'm not saying
No, I agree.
But we're the past few years with the way the market's changed. We're in a new era, I think, and I've been through change like this where it's time to highlight myself and
for sure
I can bring, like you said,
for sure,
how you're making more money there at some point. If I can do it just as good as job and better, then why give the money away type of thing.
I mean, the Gimbel Group, we have close to $1 billion in sales.
Yeah.
The people wouldn't know that. They wouldn't know because we don't talk about it. We're talking about it now. $1 billion. Get behind it. Are you kidding me? Come on.
Let's go. That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's some good stuff. What else can we talk about? What else can we talk about?
Talk about anything you want. How good I am at ping pong?
Yeah. All right. So you walked in here and you saw the pool table.
Yes, I did.
The ping pong player. The problem with ping pong, it's kind of an obsessive game, right?
Yeah.
And we were talking about how you play when you play the people who are safe. I can't stand.
Yeah, the conservative players. Yeah, I don't like it.
But they win though, right?
So it's funny. I'll be conservative against powerhouse players
because you have to,
and I'll annoy the crap out of them because I'll do what Barry does.
Yes.
I'll do what he does, and he just sticks the racket out.
Right.
I don't know if he can do that against powerhouses.
No.
Like you do. I'm not a powerhouse player. I'm just really skilled in everything.
Yeah.
And I know I beat 99% of the world. I'm pretty confident that when we play, you're going to see me warm up. You're like, you're kind of awkward, and I'll be like, and then we'll play, and I'll be like, why is it 21-12, Dean?
I have a cousin who plays out in California.
Bring him.
No, he's the type of the 10 feet back hitting that
Bring
kind
him.
of stuff.
See what happens.
That I can't do. I can't get that far. So I got to see if we have a cover.
Yeah, you got to get a cover on that. We got to play some ping pong.
All right. So
you'd be good at paddle too. I play paddle.
I do. I started playing paddle.
I love. Do you love that sport?
Yeah, my knees. You got
to get down low. Height hurts you.
Yeah.
Height hurts you off the screens.
I realize
because you got to get down low. So because you want to wait for the ball to come down.
Correct.
You don't want to reach at it off the screen. So it's got to come. You got to get way down and then two-handed backhand.
So Mondays and Fridays I play. I didn't play this Monday.
You're probably a beast at the net.
Yeah, the net because they can't get it over me. But I realize it's another like ping pong. You got to keep the ball in.
Yes.
What it is. So
yes.
As you're new to
you're standing on a ping pong court.
You're new to the just get the ball in and you see the people like different levels.
Get the ball in. They play slower.
Yep.
The people next level, they lob more. They're more finesse. It's not a power game.
Well, I still haven't gotten there where you lob out. So it's either a short lob or I'm setting them up
and they're smashing it.
Smash it. So I have to get, I don't know, you know what I'm talking about, get that touch where it's behind, where they have to go back.
100%. Behind the 10-foot line.
Yeah, I have to get
and inside the court. Yes. Yeah. Well, I'm getting a little better at that.
But it's a good thing because with my knees and I couldn't play tennis anymore.
Yeah.
So it's a great sport to play.
The best.
Yeah,
it's the best.
It's a good sport.
I've been told, even though I play in a high series, because I just started, I've been told by our tennis pro, Adam Morgan, who's number 2 in the nation, that I have the best hands of the net in the club. Entire club. Yeah, he'll say it to anybody that'll text him. Who has the best hands in the club? Because I'll brag about it to everybody.
But you guys travel your
Yeah, we travel to other clubs.
Okay, so
we'll
I'm
go to Valley Low.
We're at Butterfield, so we're not there yet. I'm not at that level yet. I just started playing in October.
Yeah, we play in like a league, and we travel.
They talk about the leagues there.
It's 70% social.
That's
it's like
all
30%.
Right.
Yeah, we hang out, we drink, we party.
So I go there on Mondays. And
these guys become my best friends.
I told my wife, she goes, you got to get. We join the club. It's got to pay for itself. I got to get out. I'm not to get business or anything. I said
no, but you do because you do
like the social part
because you're there, and everybody gets business because they're being social.
Yeah,
they want to work with you.
So that I do like.
It would be great for business too.
Yeah,
I mean that's not why I do it, but
that's why. Same
thing. Guys in their 60s and 70s play paddle easily.
Yeah.
A lot of them have tennis skills though.
You could see.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
You
I
could
have a
see
guy
it.
that can
You
see the
could
guys
see
who play a
two-handed backhands.
Two-handed
shit.
backhand off a serve. Like, okay, boom. Yeah,
bro, I got
coming off a serve.
So I know I just talked about my hands. I got hit in the chest yesterday.
Did you?
This guy is the best player I've ever played against. We played against Midtown, actually.
Okay.
Midtown, right around here.
Right here, yeah,
right around
the street.
They came up to us. They're literally the best team in our club. Every guy on their team's like 15-0. They're insane.
So
this guy hit a two-handed backhand. It must have been going 95 miles per hour. Right
and
off
it was
my
going to
chest.
go in if you didn't hit it, though.
Oh, for sure.
So he had a...
it hit off my chest. I was bending down.
Goodness,
Oh, my God.
Goodness.
You just plunked me in the chest. I didn't even see it.
You didn't see it, right? Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, get ready, because some people hold the racket like this.
Yeah.
Get ready for that type of thing. So
I'm ready. I love it.
So, yeah, I like it.
You know, you got to work. You got to work in your game, and you'll get good at it because you're big.
Right.
I've developed a cutter now, an overhead cutter.
That's what I'm trying to do.
It's nasty, bro.
Because of the serving. Sometimes at some point I get so frustrated with my serve, I do that push serve.
Yeah, I do that too. Oh, I do that too.
Because there's guys who can do the cutter.
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
said. But
I'm talking about the cutter overhead at the net.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. That's what I've been
really?
working like at the net. I'll just do a cutter, and it'll hit the screen. It'll go all the way over here. Sometimes I hit it on the court just for effect.
I get you. Okay. Yeah, I get that.
Because I'm a spaz.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a fun sport, man.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. How'd you like the Super Bowl?
I grew up in Kansas City, Overland Park. So
I knew that. That's right.
I loved it. Yeah, it's interesting. Like the email chains, they're saying Patrick Mahomes is a Jordan. You can't, because they're saying Kyle Shanahan taking the ball first. I'm thinking, timeout. From the way the game was going, Kansas City was doing nothing. Their first touchdown was off a muff, right?
Interesting.
So he didn't do anything. So, of course, score first and we'll hold them.
Yeah.
But then it's that, who would have thought Michael Jordan would steal the ball from Karl Malone and hit the last shot?
Yeah.
Who would have thought, like, Terry Bradshaw was going to throw passes to Lynn Swann to catch the ridiculous passes so he won all these Super Bowls?
That's a really interesting take.
How do you account for Patrick Mahomes? How do you account for
because
you can't.
That's an interesting take. Right. I don't agree with it. I think that you just don't give the ball to Mahomes last.
At all.
Don't tell Mahomes what he needs to do.
But you're right. But
don't tell him what he needs to do.
But that's what I'm agreeing with you.
Because Mahomes is like, okay, I got a kicker that I know can kick 60-yard field goals. So all I have to do is get to the 40, and we
But
tie.
I agree with you. But on paper,
don't give him the ball because he would have gone for 2 anyway.
And by the way, Jordan.
And also he gets an extra down.
Yeah.
They know they have to go on 4th down because they know what they need.
Correct.
San Francisco didn't go on 4th down.
Right.
I mean, I thought Shanahan really effed up the game. I hate to say he's a great coach, but like
he did it in Atlanta too, right? Didn't he do that in Atlanta
timeouts.
when he was the offensive coordinator?
Yeah, right. They lost 28-3.
You watched that game. You couldn't
he's got some kind of. He's
taking a snap, 22 seconds left on the clock, snapping the ball.
He's got some stuff going on there.
Like, okay, thanks for the record in the division championship, but we need to win a Super Bowl type of thing.
Yeah.
No, but I'm agreeing with you when I say that.
Yeah.
It's like he's.
But that was a good argument what you said.
But he's
they
that
did
Jordan
shut down Mahomes. They did shut down Mahomes, so that's a good point.
But what I was agreeing with is he's that Jordan factor. It doesn't matter. But if Jordan decides in the 4th quarter he wants to win a game, then
what's online? He's going to win the game.
And that's what it was.
He'll win with his legs.
All of a sudden they couldn't score. They were first and goal in the 3. They couldn't score a touchdown. They had to kick a field goal.
Yeah.
We have to score a touchdown now to win the game. So I'm going to score a touchdown.
Exactly.
Exactly. You can't. The only thing you can plan for is like the Jordan rules: keep the ball out of his hand or
absolutely,
make him pay. That's
absolutely, 100%.
It's unbelievable. But then,
is he? I mean, I think he's on Brady's level.
Yeah,
that's
just
me
because I think Brady had a better team, although their defense was really good this year. Because
Kansas City's defense was really good.
They didn't have a good defense with the other teams.
Agreed.
They really.
This could have been a better team in a weird way because the defense was so good, and you know Mahomes can do what he can do. He really likes Kelsey. He just kind of his safety blanket. You know what I'm saying?
I'm fascinated by that Gronkowski, Kelsey type. When you see the Tony Gonzalez type of.
In my opinion, Gronkowski's a way better athlete than Travis Kelsey.
Oh, yeah,
like he'd run down the field. He'd get his knees cut out underneath him because he was going.
And he was going
too. And I thought Gonzalez maybe a slightly better athlete. Played hoops at Cal.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kelsey's obviously a great athlete,
but he has Mahomes and all that.
But he has Mahomes. But he gets the ball. He gets open. He makes the catch. He needs to catch. He blocks.
Such a big. That's
huge.
That's why the Bears drafted tight end, but they're not going anywhere.
Correct.
It's that they got to be a little bigger and can run because those guys.
F the Bears.
Yeah.
Oh, nauseating franchise. But you know I'm a Cowboy fan.
Are you a Cow? Yeah. So talk about. I mean,
awful.
What's going on? Is it too much Jerry Jones or what?
No, it's funny. I actually think he's done a good job. I'm actually a big Jerry Jones guy.
So
I think he's given them the talent. I think they've always had talent. Okay. He's never had a problem with
Green Bay out of nowhere. I mean, Green Bay played San Francisco.
Well, so what I thought it was coaching. I just don't think they were prepared. I thought LaFleur had Green Bay prepared.
Way prepared.
Way more prepared. They already knew McCarthy's tendencies because he already coached in Green Bay. But I really thought it was the defense. I thought Dan Quinn was interviewing, and his defense got torched. They averaged like 11 yards a carry. Yeah. I mean, they couldn't stop the run, and they just weren't prepared.
So I think with something like that,
game was never close.
The game starts like that. All of a sudden, you're in panic mode right away because it's a playoff game. Like, holy cow! Like you said, 11 yards a carry.
They took the ball first too.
What's happening?
I was real concerned when they took the ball first. I thought they were going to go down the field and score. Dallas doesn't play well from behind. We don't play well from behind. Goodness. And then you got the whole stigma. Dak's not clutch in the playoffs. The Cowboys haven't won a playoff game since 1995.
Yeah, isn't that
or whatever or something?
Yeah, whatever. Even
conference championship or something like that. Yeah.
But I mean, at least they're there because Jerry Jones gives them the tools. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
If you ask me if Justin Fields was good or not, I don't know. He plays for the Bears.
Right.
I couldn't tell you.
Right.
Is C.J. Stroud that much better? Is C.J. Stroud that much better?
It's a great point.
But I could be wrong.
No, that's a great point. I totally agree with you.
Because at first I thought it was Mitch Trubisky, but he's terrible wherever he goes.
Yeah, no, Justin's better than Mitch. But I don't know that Justin's a starting quarterback still. That's just me. But like, I know Pittsburgh loves him. I think he's going to Pittsburgh.
And what are they going to get?
I think they'll get Caleb still.
Yeah, but I mean, they got to get some linemen then too, right? Or,
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
they got to get receivers and linemen and all.
See, the difference when he scrambles and C.J. Stroud, but C.J. Stroud's more of a drop back quarterback.
Pocket passer. Yeah, he's good.
And that's
he's
a
really
big
good.
deal.
He's
so
really
is
good.
Mahomes, a pocket
Yeah,
passer.
C.J. Stroud's
when they talk
really
about the
good.
scramblings, Mahomes isn't that fast. He's running. He's almost like he's running in place.
Yeah,
he
looks funny.
They can't get him.
He looks funny.
But he's always still
Smart.
looking downfield,
Cerebral.
which means
cerebral.
Right?
He's a little faster than we think, too.
You're correct.
You know what I'm saying?
But when you see Justin Fields running, you go, okay, he's running now.
Oh, yeah.
Which means linebackers that can come up. When
He can
Patrick
take off.
Mahomes running, he's running, but he still may throw the ball.
Yes.
And so you can't.
I
which
agree.
means there's 15 yards in front because you still have to guard it.
Totally agree.
It's Justin Fields blinders on. I'm running. Okay, linebackers can come up and it can stop it. Am I seeing that?
Yeah, no,
I keep
for
thinking
sure.
The Bears, though. I just
for
think that
sure, you're seeing that
organization-
right. For sure. No, Justin Fields is a better athlete.
Yeah, but I just think at the Bears, how do they?
They're so bad.
The organization, top to
all of
bottom,
it.
right?
Can't
So
stand it.
You could
Never liked it.
Go and draft. It doesn't matter who you draft.
Doesn't matter. You're going
That's
to the
what
Bears.
I'm saying. Big deal.
I didn't like him when I was 5 years old. I understood.
Oh, you didn't? Huh?
No, I was 5 years old. I like the
was in
Cowboys
Kansas.
logo. There's a reason the Cowboys are America's team. They have cool uniforms and cheerleaders, and they were good.
They were
and they had
good.
Tom Landry with the cowboy hat.
Everything.
That was it. It was very easy as a 6-year-old to say, I want to root for this team.
Well, they were always
You
so
know?
good. You expect them to win every.
Yeah.
When I was young in the '70s, impressionable, you expect them to win every game. Then the Steelers came along. It was like, wow.
Yeah,
and
the
then
Steel
the Raiders
curtain.
were the ones who would cheat to win every game.
Yeah,
Right? That's how
yeah.
it was.
But just win, baby.
But
Just
the
win, baby.
Cowboys were like, okay, it's time.
Yeah.
I remember when the Bears, like '77, the Bears were like 9-5, and they were going to make the playoffs. But the Cowboys are getting spanked by Washington. So the Bears needed the Cowboys to win. Fourth quarter, they came back like from 20 points and won. Of course they did. They're the Cowboys.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
And the Bears got in?
Yes.
Oh, really? Was it 77?
They lost 35-7
Wait,
to the Cowboys.
was your quarterback Vince Evans at the time?
Bob Avellini.
Yeah. So you had Walter, though.
Yeah, that was Walter.
You
Payton.
didn't have Willie Galton, those guys yet. No, that was before
it was
that.
Walter Payton.
Who were the guys on the 70s team, like on offense?
Walter Payton.
Avellini and Walter Payton?
Walter Payton.
Did you name receiver?
Nothing else. Don't you remember it was Walter? That was the year Walter Payton gave 1,800 yards. And then when they analyzed it, they said, you have to analyze. That's probably the greatest season anyone ever had.
Interesting.
Because you talk about the percentage, how much he had the ball for the Bears. It
wasn't
like 2,000.
Right. It was like 60% or something like that.
It was ridiculous the amount of time he had the ball because they weren't. They were struggling.
Who do you think the best pure runner? Who's the best running back you've ever seen?
Running. Okay, we're not saying best football player, best running back.
I would say just the running side, like just the best runner.
Okay, I'm going to show my. So I'm going to categorize.
I know what you're going to say already. You're going to say another Kansas guy. That's fine.
Yeah, the best runner's got to be Gale Sayers.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You said runner. That's why.
Yeah,
right?
I agree. That's exactly the answer I was looking for.
Eric Dickerson's
Where did
up
go Gale Sayers go to school?
Kansas, of course. Kansas College.
So we got
Of course,
Wilt,
Walter Payton almost went there too. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
But he's from Jackson. He's from down Mississippi.
He went to Jackson State or something like that.
He's from Mississippi. He was too afraid back then for a black guy to go up in white Kansas.
He was going to go to University of Kansas?
Yeah, because he wanted to follow Gale Sayers. But he was.
Shit, that makes sense.
The black thing was, let's stay close to home. Yeah,
Interesting. Okay, so I agree with Gale Sayers. Is definitely up there. Who my best pure runner I've ever seen is by far. It's not even close. Barry Sanders.
Runner, okay, running. Yeah.
Just pure runner,
Okay,
dude.
runner.
Stop on a dime, change direction.
I like Eric Dickerson was up there as a runner.
For sure.
But then when you get running back, when you watch Barry Sanders, you're thinking, because Walter Payton's all that. They say Walter Payton's probably the greatest football player.
Yeah, because he can block, he can throw, he can catch, he can receive.
Because what they said, Jack Tatum, you remember Jack Tatum?
Yeah.
He wrote a book, he goes, he's the only man that ever hurt me when I tried to tackle him was Walter Payton. He's the only man.
Oh, yeah.
But then you get that, and then you see Barry Sanders, you can't ignore how this is unbelievable what he does. And he just quit. And people get mad at me, quit. He's like, he played for Detroit, guys.
Right.
I mean, what are you mad at?
He had no line.
Nothing.
No line whatsoever.
He wanted to come back for another year. He'd break the record, great. But
didn't care. Retired at 31.
Okay,
Top of his game.
5-10, another 5-10
right.
season,
right. I'm gonna get banged up.
Yeah,
not worth it. My career's on the field.
Yeah, so I understood that completely. I saw the thing like they were mad at him, like thinking, yeah. I mean, you go back to Jim Brown, but Jim Brown was like ahead of Jim Brown's one of those.
Jim Brown more of a Peyton mold, right? Or Peyton was more of a Jim Brown mold.
Yeah, but
like
Jim Brown was
big guy
ahead of his time, where he probably could have still played today because he was way bigger than everyone else, type of thing.
And what OJ would be in a conversation. OJ would be in a conversation.
What was he? 6'2",
6'2", upright runner, kind of a Dickerson type of runner.
Track and field star.
It's kind of like Dickerson, right?
Yeah. So, all right, let's talk some work-wise. Okay, we'll talk some work. And
we gotta go back to work.
Okay.
I like this. I like this fun. This fun. Wait, we gotta go back to work, really?
I prefer stuff like this.
That's fine.
Anything about work? Because I think we covered work. Everything.
I think we did too.
Yeah, we did cover work. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Basketball. This is the challenge I have.
We're good. We keep
so
going.
I grew up, I was a big Dr. J fan, so I hated Larry
Loved.
Bird. I hated Larry Bird growing up.
Interesting.
People forget that they talk about the Celtics and Lakers.
Yeah.
The 76ers, if it wasn't the Celtics, it was the 76ers.
Yeah.
And they were always in the Eastern Conference
Heck yeah, right.
And they won. And
they were more
one
rivals.
Year.
They saw each other more.
They saw each other. So
by the way, I have a classic freaking poster of them strangling each other. Oh no, Dr. J strangling Larry Bird. I remember that as a little kid. I think it was in 1981.
Yeah,
6 years old.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Larry Bird puked afterwards. I mean,
and I hated Larry
lights
Bird
out
because he had no respect for anyone and all that in the game. But he was a competitor.
So how did you end up a Sixers fan? Because you're from Kansas City. How did that happen? Because of Dr. J? Did Dr. J got that?
Because if you remember, dunking was a big deal back then. He was Michael Jordan. He was the only one dunking. Dunk was a big deal. So if I'm in 6th grade and wow, Dr. J, you see what he was doing. He came up in the ABA.
Yeah.
No one. I mean, it's trivial to see how they play now. But if you look at film back then and how he played, no one did it like him.
Loved it.
That's why.
He was a complete pioneer.
As an 11, 12-year-old, you're impressionable. That was
totally. He's your Jordan.
Yeah. And I remember the 76ers put together a team with the George McGinnis. Was a big team. World Be Free, Mo Cheeks. So they had a team.
Mo Cheeks, Chicago guy.
Yeah, another one. So they had a team for a while, but they just couldn't overcome it.
So did you guys win any titles? You won one title.
With Moses.
Like 82?
82, 83.
83.
They swept the Lakers, and that's when Moses just owned Kareem. Owned them.
So you swept the Lakers, which was Kareem, Magic.
Yeah, they were 4-1-4. Remember, they only lost one game in the playoffs. That's how good they were.
Oh, that's right. That is right.
Yeah, because the key was when they got Moses from Houston.
Doug Collins on that team?
Yes.
He started.
Yes, he was a starter. I'm trying to think if he's still there in 83. I can't remember.
I believe that Doug Collins
was still there in 83? He might have been gone. He was there in the late 70s when they played Portland.
With Bill Walton's team.
Bill Walton, because they were up 2-0 in Portland. All of a sudden, they just lost 4 in a row.
Is that right?
And I couldn't believe it because Doug Collins was on that team, but they didn't have a big man. They always had like Daryl Dawkins, who was a 17-year-old out of high school and type of thing.
Who was your coach?
Cunningham, Billy Cunningham.
That's right. So
they were there for a while. Up into the 80s, it's always them and the Lakers and them and the Celtics.
Doug Collins went 1-1.
If he did, it's only 83. That's the only time.
No, but I mean, he went first round, first pick.
For Illinois
in
State.
1972? I think he went
Olympic. Yeah, he played in the Olympic
about
team.
that. Played in the Olympic, right. He was like a Christian Leitner type of guy. That was like a college guy that played in the Olympics.
He was really good, So he was one of them. So my greatest, the fact that I bring up Larry Bird, I just look back and tell me if I'm wrong, when you see the side-by-side stats with him and LeBron, they're right up there with LeBron. So what am I missing with Larry Bird? Granted, Larry Bird can be another, put him on the Atlanta Hawks, he's Dominic Wilkins maybe, or what's he doing? Because it's great to be a rookie and play with the Boston Celtics with Kevin McHale and that team, right? You know
Great
what I mean?
team.
But
great. By the way, just sidebar, Kevin McHale, super underrated.
Super annoying to guard, I would think.
Great footwork. He's 6'11", elbows, better athlete than you think.
Yes, that's the one.
He was really good. He to me is like a better version of Kevin Garnett. I truly believe that. I truly put him over Kevin Garnett.
So that's why I like Magic over that, because the Lakers, if you look at the Lakers, had Kareem. They had, granted, James Worthy came a few years later. But I look at what happened once they had Magic.
Yep.
And I'm not discounting Larry Bird, but he played with great teams always. Where Michael Jordan, I just remember Michael Jordan, people thought he's going to be another Dominic Wilkins.
Yep.
Right?
And by the way, they did for the first 9 years of his career.
That's it.
He never won anything.
I remember when they went up 2 games, 1 against the Detroit Pistons. I go, they're not going to win this. Everyone knew they still weren't going to win.
And then they swept them the next year.
Yeah.
So and the Pistons walked off the court.
Yeah.
Fuckers.
Yeah. It's okay. But how do you
wait? So Bird, you actually asked a really interesting question. You're trying to compare Bird with LeBron.
Yeah. So with
Bird
the stats wise,
so I mean, one thing Bird did do, he stayed on the same team, right? He didn't championship hunt. He didn't go. He didn't sell out.
That's marks against LeBron. Huge.
It's marks against him for sure because he played on.
But the whole league's like that.
But you could also argue that Larry Bird was on a super team.
That's what I'm saying.
By happenstance.
That's what I'm bringing up.
That's the team he ended up on.
Super team, right?
That's a really interesting conversation. I think they're very comparable.
Because I think Magic brings more to the game to make his. Bird's got a competitive nature, and nothing is. Magic brings more to elevate his.
Bird's more of a scorer.
Bird's more
of a scorer.
And guys,
more
this is my level. Get up to me. Get up to my level, or get off the court. Magic's like, what do you need? Because people forget James Worthy was leading scorer.
Correct.
Because of Magic.
Right. Magic's like, what do you need? Where do I need to fill in for you to win?
James Worthy was leading scorer on the team over. Yeah.
I know I brought him up already, but I think there's another player that's like that. Scottie Pippen was like that a little bit too.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you need?
What do you need? Correct.
You want me to go get 40? I'll get 40. You want me to guard Karl Malone? I'll go Karl Malone. You want me to get 20 rebounds? I'll do that too.
Game 5 of the Lakers when they first won, who was leading scorer of that game? Scottie Pippen.
32.
Jordan at 31.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. I did not know that.
32 and 31.
Interesting.
Scottie Pippen at,
I really kind of want to get back to that LeBron and Larry Bird comparison. Very interesting.
So
you're missing nothing.
I'm throwing out there because LeBron, I get it.
It actually elevates Larry Bird when you phrase it that way.
Stay that way.
Because they are shockingly close.
Close in that.
I want to say LeBron scores a little more, maybe.
Yeah. But again, wherever LeBron
Bird
went,
more assists, maybe?
Yeah.
And more
Wherever
rebounds?
LeBron went, he tilted. Now he's in Cleveland. Okay, Cleveland's the team. Miami's going to win. He tilted wherever he went. But it's just that struggle.
Wow.
It's that struggle that he's, like people who rip on Charles Barkley, he goes, I could have chased it.
Barkley was fantastic.
Fantastic.
Barkley is a top 15 player all time.
Because they said what's going to happen
Dude,
with
he
Mahomes.
was sick.
What's going to happen with Mahomes, they say, when people talk about the greatest players in the NBA, they all talk at the 90s, Ewing, Malone.
Right,
all
right,
that.
the golden era.
But they never won because Michael Jordan was around.
Correct.
So Mahomes is doing that to the quarterbacks of today.
Yeah, totally.
He's doing the same thing. Yeah, the same thing.
Yeah, it's like Dan Marino never won.
Right. We can wrap up. We're just talking. So
That's
you can
good
wrap
stuff.
up. We got
Loved
good
it.
stuff. Yeah,
Let's go.
All right. So that's it. A little real estate, a lot of sports, a lot of analyzing who's the greatest of all time. Thanks for joining us today, Erik Gimbel for EXP Realty. So
thank you so much for having me.
All right, so we can keep talking. So
interesting.
So that's why I was trying to think.
Hilarious
Because people forget that. Because I always thought big man because you had Artis Gilmore and all that.
Yeah.